This is a 1955 Chevrolet 3100 short bed pickup truck. It's sitting on a 1995 Chevrolet Silverado frame. So it's got a fuel injected 350. It's got tilt steering, power disc brakes, 700 R4 transmission. Good oil pressure. Truck runs down the road great. Speedometer is not hooked up, nor are any of the original gauges. Of course, the power steering works great. Brakes stop perfectly. Lights, turn signal. It's got the old light switch down here. Turn on the parking lights. It's got a great sounding exhaust. Sounds like an awesome truck. Gonna pop the hood here. It's got a 3-core aluminum radiator with electric fan, serpentine belt system. Like I said, fuel injected. Power steering, power brakes. It's got all the connections for the air conditioner. That's the air conditioning compressor, condensers there. So finishing off the AC unit would be pretty simple. Underneath the hood, the firewall and fender wells are painted the same color as the outside, as well as inside the hood. It's so bright out here, I'm just going to turn the lights off. You can't tell that they're on anyways. Just turn this off real quick. Let's get a cobalt blue paint job. The body is super straight. At this point, rust free. You can tell where there's been some rust repairs done. The step ups have a new piece of metal. We'll see it in a minute when I show you the underneath. Cab corners have been replaced on the outside. This thing, roll pan in the back, dual exhaust, Flowmasters. It's got some older oak in the back that's a little weathered looking, but would finish up very nicely. It's got some wide tires in the back. They look like maybe 12s. 10s or 12s, I can't tell for sure. But they look really nice, matching set of 5-star American racing wheels. And this is a cool, like a hot rod truck, well on its way to being completed. It really just needs a few minor details. Of course, it's missing the front bumper, and we didn't want to do anything because we didn't know what the new buyer might want or the new owner might want. Maybe an original bumper, chrome, maybe blacked out, maybe putting a roll pan on the front and doing a bumper delete. So we just left it alone. This is a beautiful driver quality paint job. It's got a couple of little spots where it's either been, you know, like it's got a couple of minor little tiny runs there. It's a nice looking driver paint job. A couple of little spots where it's just been touched up. One spot there, I think you might be able to catch that on the camera. I mean, from 10 feet away, the truck looks like a show truck. When you get up on it, it's not a show truck. It's just a driver, and the price reflects that. This is a killer truck for the money. This is one of those ones we get in the shop and the guys don't want to get rid of it because it's just got so much going for it. Doors look really good. Bottoms of the doors, all the rubbers on the car or on the truck, I mean, are new. Bottoms of the doors in good shape. No rust on the hinge pockets. Like I said, the step up's got a new piece of metal there welded in. From underneath you can see the old metal and where they cut it off, just a little bit of residual old rust, but it's not continuing to rust. Dashboard with the original gauges not hooked up, auxiliary gauges tastefully done here, spaced out well and all working. The oil pressure, voltmeter and the temp gauge all work. The truck runs right at 180. It's got the JVC CD player in it, and it did have some inexpensive speakers all hooked up. We actually pulled them out, and the JVC head unit works perfectly. And the CD player, it's got an auxiliary input for like an iPod right there. It just needs to be hooked back up. No headliner. It's got a bench seat in it with a little pull down there, armrest. It's comfortable, but not my style. If it was me, I'd probably go back with an original bench. You could do that for about 200 bucks. Or you could take this bench and have it recovered, make it look antique. That would probably cost about 200 bucks as well. And that might be a really good option because it is comfortable. Underneath the truck, like I said, it's a 95 Silverado. So of course the frame is going to be rust free with it being so new. Southern States truck. Fender wells, nice and clean. There we go, let the camera adjust. The tires do a good job of taking up every bit of the fender well, but even no rust back there. A lot of times you see rust. A little spot of some old residual rust back there, right there. I'm shining the camera on. You know, I do these video inspections because I just want to disclose everything I can. You can see where they cut out a piece of rust there, like I told you, and this metal's been put in the step up. Also, old inner cab corner rust. So the inner cab corners were not replaced, but the outers were. Fuel tank for the Silverado underneath. And I'll show you in a minute in the bed where the where you put the fuel in. And like I said, 700 R4 automatic transmission. Patch welded there, which is a kind of a normal spot to see a patch. We'll go ahead and show you the fuel tank right there. It says gas. It's really cool. It's nice and hidden away. It's really easy to access, and it's done very tastefully. Like I said, dual flow masters sound really, really nice. Looks like the shocks back in the back are new. This does have Mickey Thompson tires on it too, I just recognized that. And they look almost brand new. It's got BF Goodrich on the front. Mickey Thompson's on the back. The tread on them looks really, really good. Same thing as the other side, the step-ups has a new piece of metal welded there. Floor pan's in great shape. They have carpet glued in the top, so I can't pull the carpet up. I think this is going to make somebody a really easy project. I mean, it's not even a project. It's a running, driving, daily driver truck. Like I said, it's fuel injected. You're not worried about carburetor, dialing the carb in. Transmission shifts out perfect. I mean, you can drive this truck 80 miles an hour down the freeway. It's a 95 Silverado underneath. I think it was done tastefully and well. It drives straight and true. Like I said, lights, turn signals and everything work. It's really, if you put a front roll pan bumper on this thing, you'd really be done with it for a season. If it was me, I'd put a couple $100 in this thing, put the bumper on it, take the seat, take that bench seat out, take it to the upholstery shop, spend about $200, $250, having them recover it. Maybe take a day with a 6-pack of beer and the sander and sand that wood down and refinish it. This truck needs very, very little, if almost nothing at all, to be kind of finished up and enjoyed the way it is. Throw some new speakers in it, and you got a killer hot rod. Very desirable 55 Chevrolet short bed truck.